This video will demonstrate how to use QGIS to create an MBTiles map that can be used with TrailTech Voyager Pro or any app that supports an MBTiles offline map. The data source can be a local file or an online map. First step is I'm going to go into Settings and Options and then down to Network. The changes in this page are required only when you're creating a map from an online source. I increased the retries up to 10. And the cache has to be large enough to handle all the tiles that you're downloading. So I'm going to increase it up to 500 megabytes. You might actually need more if you're going to download a large area. Next step is to open up a map, or in this app they call it layers, as you can see down the left side here. So I've opened up the central with the land boundary background. Alternatively, I could use a tile service, and I'll go over to California Trail Map, grab the web map tile service URL, and then right click, new connection, give it a name for the group of maps that are going to come in, paste the URL, and these 3 additional tile sources are displayed. So I'll open up the transparent. Doesn't look like much has changed because they're layered. I'm going to turn off the central, and now you can see that the transparent map is there without a background so that it can be displayed on top of another map or satellite imagery. So I'll go down and show that by adding satellite imagery, but now the map is gone because the layering is in the wrong order. You need to drag the satellite imagery down below the map. I'm gonna export the file to an MBTiles file. If I did it with these 2 sources enabled, it would merge them, and the map that it created will look just like this. Just keep in mind that satellite imagery takes a lot of disk space up. For this demonstration, I am going to do it from the land boundary map. And next thing is to do is go to Processing, Toolbox, and then under raster tools we want to select generate XYZ tiles with MBTiles in parentheses. Extent is the region that you want to export, and you can either do the size of the screen that's in the background, select an area, or the entire thing, and I do not recommend you use layer extent because that probably won't work. So we're going to select extent on canvas. I want this. And then minimum zoom level for California Trail Map should be 8. Maximum zoom level, if you're trying to save space, do 15. There's one more layer at 16, which is mainly beneficial to topo users because it adds another layer of topo lines. On the other maps, it adds parking lots and bathrooms, small amenities, and some connecting trails. If you're trying to save space, you can do without it. That last layer will increase the file size by 5 times. So by just putting 15, you'll save a lot of space. Last thing we need to do is to enter a file name to export it to, and we'll call it my map. And then hit run. When this is done, it'll have an MBTiles file that you can load onto your GPS or into an app, and it's really that easy.